Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Dafina Smith. I am the founder and CEO of Covet in Maine. And today we are going to just try something a little different. What we'll be going over, we're going to go live. We're going to be talking about the edits. And I just want to kind of go over what is the edit? Why did we create them? What's the benefits to stylists who work with Covet in Maine hair? What are the benefits to your client? And then just also like where to purchase them, some of our, tips and tricks. So we will, if you have questions, we have our team is on standby and they will put it in the chat. And I think we also put a link in the description, and we'll also put a link into the chat too if you're interested in purchasing them. But we'll answer questions at the end. You should. Are you on? So you should leave because you're going to get audio feedback, Alex. So go in my office if you're going to live production, right? So, okay. So the edits are basically what they are is I've always kind of said, I feel like a lot of times when people come to our brand, they'll tend to say like, okay, I'm going to take this, I'm used to working this way. So I'm going to take our coloring and then my client's going to sit in the chair, and during the consultation, I'm going to find the exact close match to the client's hair. And I'm just going to order that one bag of hair for my client. And they kind of just do one at a time, as our clients come in. And then, but a lot of times I think that at the end result, they're like, okay, this is nice because it exactly matches my client. But this isn't the work that I'm seeing that gets like on Instagram when I think of Coven in Maine and I think of all these dimensional rich colors. Like, why is my work a little bit different than that? And what I have tended to find is that a lot of times it's because you didn't invest in painting and kind of shifting these colors. We put a lot of thought into when we were creating this palette, but a lot of it was because we wanted to create colors that work synergistically with one another. We wanted to really like paint hair and think about hair, your client's hair as a canvas, right? And with a canvas, you need depth to show light. You need light to show dark. And so what I was finding is that we had a lot of data on like what are our most loved photos on Instagram. Instagram is really where we see a lot, that's usually where we really play. And what we saw is that most of the time people were using at least 3 colors, and they were using this really like curated mix of a low light, a highlight, and then just something that is this, I call it kind of like a base that allows the colors to dance. So it just gives a pop. You need that that foundation in order. A lot of times you'll need a color like this to really highlight and really show and let this color like Dubai or Milan stand out. And so that was what we want to help create. But I get it, for a lot of stylists, it's kind of like, I don't want to go and buy 4 different packs for one client. Like, I'm trying to grow my extension business. I I I have to be mindful of the cost going into it. So like, and and of course they're like, of course the brand is telling us to buy more hair, buy more hair. But I have like the 10,000 foot view as a brand of what is kind of the common thread of a lot of our most successful salons and stylists and people who really find that their work just like pops on social and that their clients love it as well. And so they invest in hair, and they have the ability to kind of work on their feet behind the chair in the salon and say like, okay, this client came in and we thought from her photo, or like we thought from when she came in 3 weeks ago, and now it's time for her consult. Like, there's some pops of some highlights here. This is a little cooler. Like, her color has kind of like um gone a little bit warmer, and it'd be really amazing if I could throw in just like one piece of something just to give it a little bit more like composition. And you didn't have it. You don't have that ability to do it. So you're either going to just kind of make it work with the hair you have, or you're going to have to like go color paint, in the back and hope that you got that just right. But that's like more time that you're not being compensated for. So, our myself and our we our marketing head of marketing Missy, we're just kind of talking of like how do we get this? It's like it's not quite a half pack, but it's really curated, and we can allow you kind of just almost to like paint by color with these palettes. And we came up with the edits. So the edits have two Fs of each color. And we also have texture edits, which I'm like a big fan of too, because I have two different textures in my hair. And I'm a huge fan of mixing different textures too, because I think it just like reflects more naturalness. And you get a total of 90 grams per edit. They come in these really amazing Covet and Main garment bags, and alongside a card of just showing the actual, like in real life, this is the work that was done here. This was created by Chrissy I hope I'm saying this, Mangini. And we have a Southampton, a Milan, and a Cape Town. And this is our called our brunette edit. And this, so when you get it and it arrives, it comes in the garment bag, and you have a total of the 6 wefts. So you can see here, this is the Cape Town, and it's giving you that really gorgeous, like blonde. This is like truly one of my favorite colors. And then you have that base color in here of the Southampton. And then the middle, you get that exposure to another really gorgeous color, which is Milan. So let me just open it up for you to see the middle color. And it comes on these branded Covet and Main hangers. And just want to get out. So you have this is the Milan. You see the rooting there as well. And then you have the Southampton. And Southampton is just a really nice, cool, it's not bricky, it's not too red, a really nice brunette palette to work with. So that is the edits for the brunette. Okay, and then this one is our bright blonde. So we sell, especially right now in the summer, we have so many of these bright blondes. And I think the thing is, with the tricky part for bright blondes is that they're going to need a little bit of depth. And I think I've noticed a lot of times with clients, they'll say like, wait, what color is that? I don't want that. But they don't realize that like in order to really get that pop of blonde, you need that contrast. So we have, and it's actually, this is so you'll have up here for the bright blonde. This is created by Emily Stevens of Chrissy Danielle Salon. And this has the Bondi Blonde, Aspen Blonde, and Mojave Blonde. And these honestly are just like I just love these blonde colors. So here you have the Bondi Blonde with that, nice depth, that lived in root. And then this is a color that I just think is like, I always say it's like this very, on its face, it seems like a very weedy, kind of boring color, but I swear all of my favorite work always has this Mojave Blonde in it. It's just such a great, cool, um, almost like mushroom dust-like tone that really allows these other colors just to pop and dance. And then I love using Aspen, because Aspen will allow you, while Bondi is very cool, Aspen just gives you introduces just a little bit more warmth in for you. You can see there, just a little bit more. I mean, cool blondes are great, but a lot of times as your client, especially around the summer, they're gonna pull a little bit of that like buttery blonde. And this is just a really nice marrying these three tones together, just makes for the perfect bright blonde. And you'll see so much of our, most liked photos on Instagram are usually going to have this combination in them. So we've curated it and has it already ready for you. So then we also have the buttery blonde, which is right here. So, and I feel like lately, and I don't know if anyone else feels, buttery blondes are having their moment again. And we have some really gorgeous buttery blondes that are coming out very, very soon. Um, so in the buttery blonde, here you'll see, you'll get the card as well. This is created by Stella. Dija, Dija, she's gonna kill me because like she's a friend and I'm butchering her name. DiGiovanni. I have to get this right, Stella. I'm so sorry. She's in Comey Salon in Las Vegas. She's actually one of our educators for both concealed, and she'll be at the experience. She's an amazing colorist. So this is a palette inspired by some of her work. And here we have, this is actually, I just love this color, Saint-Tropez blonde. Actually, what's funny about this color, so this is, the base tone of this color right here is very buttery. This was actually a color that was requested from Sassy, also another one of our educators. And we liked it, but we felt like it always needed just a little bit of a soft root in here, and we added it. So this color is basically reformulated into Saint Tropez blonde. And then we have Santorini blonde, which is like your traditional, you know, piano keyed hand tied hair extension. This is can be turned into so many things, and people make some really beautiful transformations with this. Because with that true piano key, and what I mean by piano key is you get that like high contrast between the low light and the highlight right there. By having that, you can kind of control if you want to root it yourself. But what's amazing about the edits is you don't have to, because it just plays beautifully right underneath the pre-rooted top. So you can use this if you do like concealed or any type of method with a bead on both sides. You could wrap one piece on the top and one on the bottom so that they have that tone. And then this is another color that is just, it's like, besides Mojave, and a lot of these colors of these blondes are named after deserts because they have that like sandy, dusty, earthy tones to them. So Sahara blonde is just a really nice, weedy color. It tends to a lot of times be a color that a lot of clients are naturally, but it's not too warm, it's not too cool. And this just pairs really beautifully with any of your buttery blondes. So this is our final edit. That this is the buttery blonde. So this is our final edit that is in straight. And then we also have, so we have the beach wave edits. So I'll get into our first. I love the beach wave. I love it this time of year. It's just, it's not too wavy, it's not too curly, it's not too frizzy. It's like that Goldilocks of it. So our first one is cool for summer. You can see here we have Rachel O'Gara from Halo House. And in this, we have Southampton, Portofino, and Dubai. And I've already kind of talked about it, but I think it's helpful to see these in, I talked about it in straight, but our colors in Beach Wavy tend to run just a little bit warmer when we're steam injecting in. This is Asian hair. So when we inject in this like really soft wave, that second processing like makes the hair go a little bit warmer. And so because of that, just as like FYI, we did come out with a beach wave coloring for itself, just so that you can kind of get to see, especially if you work exclusively with beach wave, just being able to show your clients and give them a taste of the actual texture, but also just to make sure that before it arrives that you're aware and you're able to like really match much more with more precision, right? So this is the Cool for Summer Beach Wave edit. And then our second one is our golden. And Jess, I don't know if we're missing the next one that I want to do, which is the cool, it's the golden, no, it's the sun kissed blonde one isn't here. So if you can find it, if not, um, the show will go on, but we'll try to do it somewhere in our studio. Okay, so the next one is the golden hour blonde. And this one we have here. Let me just try to get it really close and stable. This is created by Brianna Cintrone from Agape Hair Lounge. This is just, I mean, look at this color. It's just super, super, super gorgeous. It's rich. It's like caramelized, but it's not too bricky. So in here we have Cape Town, Milan, and Chelsea. Chelsea is I love that color, Chelsea, especially in the beach wave. And these are already with the beach wave, they're already pre-blended. You still get 2 wafts of each, but we thought it was kind of important to kind of see with the waves how, especially with textured hair, I feel like whenever you have the highlight and the low light, it just like it almost makes you able to see the texture better when it's blended together already. So this is just a really gorgeous um, golden hour blonde, and it gives, but you can still see it still has like a touch of warmth to it. I love, 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 love the use of Chelsea. It's like another color that's like named after our studios where we are based in New York, but it's just a really great color. And we have another one that is the sun-kissed blonde. While I'm waiting for it, I'll just go over. It's Sahara, it's Nisi, and it's Bali. And those are a little bit more like caramelized colors. They're a little bit warmer. I can show them from the coloring while I wait if it comes. Nisi was actually a color that we created. It's a beach in Greece that we created with one of our educators. And I love this color because it's like a really soft root, super supple. And then it has Milan in it, and then it has Bali. So hold these. You can see here we have, this is Milan, one of our best-selling colors, and then Bali. I feel like Bali is one of these colors that it's not as, we don't sell it as much as I think we should. It's just a really gorgeous color. And it never surprises me when I see some of my favorite work and it's in it, because I think a lot of times it's one of those colors where I think sometimes people like shy away from warmth or anything that has a little bit of strawberry to it, but your clients have it. And so when you embrace it just a little bit, just a touch, it really does make a difference. So these are the final 3 colors in that, like for my shoulder, so it doesn't. But these are the colors that you have in the um, sun-kissed blonde. So that is Sahara, Nisi, and Polly. Okay. And then our final texture is the textures blend. And in that one, you're going to get a little piece and a little exposure to each of our textures. And when I say textures, I mean um, the Textures by Covet and Main line. So I'm actually wearing the Textures by Covet and Main. Okay, so I was able to get our premix. We're doing education class on the other side, and one of our models has decided to put one of this in. One of the guys is putting in like long wavy hair, so we have to give it back. But this is the full palette of the Sunkissed Blonde, which has a Sahara, Nisi Blonde, and the Bali Blonde. So for textures, textures is designed for like a lot of our salons are multicultural salons, multi-textural salons. So a lot of times with texture, um, you need to do some blending. Like for my hair, I use a little bit of the textured wavy and I use the blowout. And we really just wanted to encourage people. This is one where I think a lot of people for the blowout, it's intimidating. It's very, very full and voluminous. And and yet like I rarely often, I usually use like two wefts of just this. This just gives my hair something to puff into in the summer, right? Like it is so muggy and hot right now in New York. And so anything like right here around my hairline, I usually put just one weft of this on top just to introduce some fluff. And when my hair does swell, it's not like my hair is swelling and then you have this stick straight hair coming down. So we have two wefts of the blowout, and then we have two wefts of and these are all in the same color, but we just wanted to kind of show you in different colors to just for you to see. This is the textured wavy. And just to kind of talk about, since we're on here, this is like a really good way to see the textured wavy versus, because I feel like these colors are more similar. So this is the textured wavy in a Casablanca, and then this is the beach wavy. And you might say like these look exactly the same. What are you talking about? They're not. This textured hair is sourced from India. It's much finer. This texture pattern was in the donor's DNA. They had wavy hair. It wasn't steam injected in. It's very like fluffy and fine. Has a little bit more imperfections in it almost, and it tapers a lot more towards the ends. And you'll see that it really does respond a lot more to humidity and to swelling and to puffiness, but you can get it super straight. Like I have it, but it's because it's finer, it tends to blend better with people who have more textured hair, right? So this is the textured and this is our curly. And I love Danita Hampton, one of our educators right now, has this in and she went blonde and I'm obsessed. It's amazing. You should check her out on our profile for the coveted. But a lot of times you'll find for your clients that have curly hair, if it's not perfect curls all over. So if you were to put this in by just adding in a little bit of like one weft of a wavy, where their curls might tend to be a little looser a lot of times towards the top, that when they wear their hair curly or in their natural texture, it just blends better because it's not so perfect. And so, we really encourage people to play with textures, play with mixing and matching these. But you don't have to buy a half pack of each, or you don't have to buy a full pack of these each. This really allows you, we really designed this to be something that allows you to step into our brand a little bit more, create these really gorgeous canvases, give yourself the opportunity to pop in, one or two of these as needed, and just always having that on hand in case you do have that client who comes in on the day of their appointment. You're like, I wish I just had like one piece of a Milan in here just to like introduce, just to have a little bit of caramelization to this. Well, you have it, and you didn't. It's really an easy way to just, as I said, start painting more with our colors versus doing that one-to-one match. And then for your clients, I think a lot of times too, the benefits for clients for this is that they can experience dimensional color without having to let the color of our extensions do the work, not putting bleach on their own hair. And it really allows them to grow out their hair a little bit healthier and longer, or extend in between times. And so when you're able to kind of paint with more colors, it is it does tend to be a little bit healthier for their hair. And I think another thing that they tend to enjoy too is a lot of times when you introduce a lot more colors, you kind of like mask that demarcation line of like where the client's hair begins and ends, especially a lot of times like towards through here and on top. So the more that you paint with colors, you kind of like create a mirage, and the client's hair gets lost in there. And it's just a really you're giving them like covet worthy hair and they just love it. So that is it. If there's any questions, let me know. If not, we hope that this was helpful. We'll put the link in the chat for where to find these edits. We do not talk about pricing with in public. Our pricing is confidential for our Covet Collective. It's one of our brand pillars. But if you do have questions on pricing, reach out to your concierge via chat or email if you're part of the Covet Collective already. And if you're not and you're looking to join and work with a brand that is super collaborative and focused on education and creates just like the best in class extensions, join us at covenantmain.com. You can click the button to apply. And if you're interested in getting more with education for us, we're all sold out for our education for Concealed by Covenant Main for 2023, but we are starting our wait list for 2024. We're super excited. So make sure you can go to covenantmainacademy.com to sign up for that. And if you want to just come and play with us in the heart of New York City, in our studio here, we do an amazing event every October. This year is the 8th and the 9th. It's for all stylists interested in hair extensions, especially hand-tied extensions, all methods, all people all over. It's so much fun. And we're signing up for that now. We're still on our early bird pricing until August 1st. So you can visit covenantmain.com and just click on the experience for more information. And in the meantime, just like I hope that this is helpful. If you could like this video or subscribe to our channel, we really work hard as a team to put together content that's helpful for everyone. It would mean the world to us. So thank you guys so much. Take care. And I don't think there's any questions, right? We're good for questions? We're good? Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.